Hello everybody and welcome back to another trip report. Today I'm here at Nouméa Tontouta International Airport in New Caledonia, and today I'm going to be flying the national airline AirCalin from here in Nouméa back down to Sydney in Australia. Okay, so just got dropped off by a car transfer. There's not many taxis around here, so yeah. Anyways, just realised I went past the departure area, so let's go down here and find check-in. Okay, so now here in Nouméa Tontouta International Airport. First impressions, a very nice looking garden there, it feels very tropical. The only check-in that I can see here is AirCalin, which is what we'll be using today. We will be flying on AirCalin's Airbus A330neo today, so I'm very excited for that since it's my first time on that aircraft. So yeah, you have to go to a desk to check in here in Nouméa, which was expected. So yeah, let's go and check in and yeah, then check out the rest of the airport. Okay, so after literally an hour, because for half the time they only had one person and everything was just really slow, it was really disorganised, got my boarding pass and checked in. Okay, so security now completed. I got pulled aside to be tested for illegal substances. Now let's go through passport control and yeah, then check out the departure lounge. Okay, so that was very quick, but I must say I did not like the check-in or bag scan process. People there just weren't particularly, they were pretty friendly, but the system's just so disorganised and it's overall just, to be quite frank, bad. Anyways, now through immigration and security. There's duty free here, very small, but probably as much as you need. Just here you have a nice cafe, which I'm looking forward to getting a coffee of some sort. So yeah, and then you have the two gates at Nouméa Tontouta Airport. And over there you can see our wonderful plane for today. My plane for today is just here. Unfortunately, I can't get a great view. This is Foxtrot, Oscar November Echo Tango. It's a 2019 built Airbus A330-900neo delivered brand new to AirCalin. It's the middle child in AirCalin's fleet of 3. For those of you who don't know, the A330-900 is basically the new variant of the A330-300. The 800, I believe, is more the A330-200, but the 800 is not very popular, whereas the 900 is somewhat popular these days. Haven't been on one of these birds before, so I'm very excited to try it out, and I'm glad you're here with me to see what it's like. Anyways, got about half an hour until boarding, so yeah, go and get a coffee or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention, please? This announcement is for all customers traveling on Airline SYD-NOU-SYD. Code share with Qantas Flight QF 8692, service to Sydney. As the cabin is not ready yet, boarding of your flight has been rescheduled at 10:15. Son embarquement du vol AirCalin SB 140, Qantas QF 8692 à destination de Sydney. Nous invitons les passagers de... Thank you for your waiting, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to invite passengers with row number 28-44 only to board AirCalin SB140, codeshare with Qantas Flight QF 8692 service to Sydney.
This airline is very confusing.
Passengers traveling business, premium economy, club appointment, and flight group C2000 gold and platinum members may board now at 8.
It is now time to board, it would appear. There is no priority boarding though, which is not ideal. So I went to clear up if it was 10:15 or 10:50. She said 50, and then now it seems like it's 10:15, so very confusing.
Have a good flight.
Messi. Now time to board. Bonjour.
Bonjour. Merci.
Merci.
Par ici.
Welcome aboard the AirCalin Airbus A330neo. Business class is in a 121 layout, also known as hibiscus. I think premium economy is in a 232 layout, and economy is in a standard 242, not like the dreadful Cebu Pacific and those are kind of airlines that have 333. Bonjour. My seat for today will be 34A on the right side of the aircraft when boarding from the front. Here's my seat for today, with a nice swing view. Okay, so welcome aboard the AirCalin A330neo, seat 34A. So yeah, now that I'm on board with my seatbelt fastened, let's go through the seat features. So first up here, the legroom is about 31 inches. It feels a little bit more spacious than that, probably because this goes back and stuff. But yeah, it's a very nice amount of legroom. Nothing substantial, but certainly fine for this kind of flight. There's a leg rest here, which you don't see very often, especially on newer aircraft, I feel like. So yeah, that's very nice too. And then there's a seat back pocket here, which is somewhat small, but it does the job. There's headphones that come on your seat. Safety card. And seat bag. Then here you have the tray table, which you can pull down, and it's got a cup holder here. So if you only want it half down, there's a cup holder as well. And you can fold it fully, and there's another cup holder. So that's pretty good. Not all seats have that. You can push it in and pull it out just a tiny bit, but not too much. But since it's foldable, that's not too much of an issue. There's a little USB port here and a headphone jack. And then there's also an IFE here, which we'll check out a bit later. There's a coat hook. Seat back headrest is, I think it's leather. It's pretty stiff, but it feels nice and very comfy. Can be adjusted up, down, and the sides can also be adjusted, of course. And the seat back padding is also pretty nice. And there's my wing view. Even though I'm only in seat 34A, there's a lot of premium class seats, so I'm quite far back in the aircraft actually. Overall, I would say that the seat features of this aircraft are really good, and considering this operates about 9-hour flights to Tokyo, 7 or 8 hour flights to Singapore, I think this is perfectly good and probably what I'd expect from AirCalin on this long-haul aircraft. We've got a bit of a line-up of trucks there waiting to see us go, because we're the only aircraft at the airport at the moment. And also I forgot to note that the tray table, though it's good, it's not entirely clean. There's some sticky stuff there. Most of this is good, and then there's just a couple little bits of sticky coffee or something here. It's not too bad, but still. They did say the reason was because they were cleaning. So, yeah. Otherwise, it's overall a pretty nice seat.
Merci de votre attention.
Le temps de vol attendu aujourd'hui sera de 2h50 minutes avec une météo dégagée sur le parcours et du beau temps attendu à notre destination. Je vous souhaite un agréable vol parmi nous. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight captain speaking. You're welcome aboard. We are now ready to bound for Sydney. The flight time expected is 2 hours and 50 minutes. And concerning the weather, it's pretty fine with the cruise and also at the destination at Sydney Airport at the arrival. I hope that you will have a very pleasant flight to us.
actuellement une Nivalzane vers l'Australie. Nous sommes en train de finaliser l'installation de... Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is the Chief Purser speaking. First of all, on behalf of AirCalin, I would like to apologize for the delay due to the later arrival of the plane from Singapore.
It was late by 15
we
minutes.
are now ready to depart for Sydney. Once again, we'd like to thank you for your patience and your kind understanding. Thank you. The tutorials. We wish you a bon voyage on board the Loinzoni, this Airbus A330-900 from AirCalin. Thank you and bon voyage.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à bord de cet Airbus A330neo d'AirCalin.
Veuillez s'il vous plaît nous accorder votre attention pour la présentation des consignes de sécurité.
Vous trouverez également ces informations pleines de couleurs sur la notice de sécurité située dans la pochette du siège devant vous.
Durant le vol, merci de suivre attentivement les instructions de l'équipage.
Assurez-vous que vos bagages et appareils électroniques les plus volumineux sont bien placés dans les coffres à bagages pendant le décollage et l'atterrissage. Vos jouets préférés ou bagages à main de petite taille doivent être placés sous le siège devant vous. Les allées et les issues de secours doivent être...
Ceinture de sécurité spécifique distribuée par l'équipage. En cas de turbulence, lorsque la consigne lumineuse s'allume, dirigez-vous vers votre siège et attachez votre ceinture. De même, les bébés doivent être maintenus hors des berceaux et attachés sur vos genoux. L'appareil est équipé de toboggans et de canots. En cas d'urgence, un marquage lumineux au sol vous guidera vers la sortie. En cas d'évacuation, vous devrez laisser tous vos bagages à main à bord.
En cas de dépressurisation...
Centrale en classe premium économie et sous votre siège en classe business hibiscus et économie. Si nécessaire, enfilez-le et passez la sangle autour de votre taille. Fixez la boucle et tirez sur la sangle pour la serrer. Une fois à l'extérieur de l'appareil et sur ordre de l'équipage, gonflez votre gilet en tirant sur la poignée rouge. S'il ne se gonfle, qui fonctionnera automatiquement.
Si vous entendez l'ordre, brace, brace, adoptez l'une de ces...
Bord et tout son équipage vous souhaite un excellent vol à bord de cet avion AirCalin.
Now time to backtrack the runway for takeoff. Beautiful mountains in the background. By the way, this flight was originally meant to be tomorrow. They shifted it back today. They actually cancelled tomorrow's flight, so I was put on today's flight. So I have a feeling this aircraft might be going in there tomorrow. Otherwise, I don't know why they would cancel just one day. Here's the headphones on board AirCalin. They're fine. They're nice little earbuds. I got them on my AirCalin A330neo flight up, which is probably already up on my channel. You should definitely check that out. But yeah, they're not too bad. They're alright. The sound quality is quite good. It's just kind of not. They don't fit in everyone's ears. So yeah. Now up here at almost 40,000 feet, the cabin crew are coming around to hand out the meal service. Okay, so just moments later I've been served the meal service. You only have one option for meals, so everyone gets the same thing. But you do have an option with drinks. There's many alcoholic beverages, apple and orange juice, soft drinks, and I'm not sure if there's tea, coffee, but I reckon they'll probably bring that around later. There's a little snack box here which has some spring water in it, cutlery. There's also some cheese, a little chocolate bar thing there. We'll try that out a bit later. And a nice looking bread roll. Still a bit cold though, so it's clearly been in the freezer, or fridge at least. Got some orange juice, and yeah, let's check out the meal. Okay, so it looks like we have some meatballs with pasta here, which looks very nice. I'll let you know how that is later. But all in all, it looks like it's, I think the quantity and the taste and everything looks like it'll be very good. However, it would have been nice if there was another option. You can pre-order gourmet meals, or I don't know the details, but something like that online. But yeah, and I think you can get vegetarian options, but as for just regular options, if you don't pre-order anything, you only get this one. But yeah, overall, a solid meal service from AirCalin. Okay, I just finished the main meal. It was pretty tasty. The meatballs were alright, and the pasta was fine too. Nothing special, but you know, did the job. So yep. The orange juice is good too. Now let's just take a quick look at the dessert, which is this chocolate intense brownie. Yeah, so this looks very nice. I will let you know how it tastes. Tastes quite nice. It's a little bit dry, it's not really moist, but it tastes very good. Overall, a nice meal service from AirCalin. Okay, so still up here at our cruising altitude of around about 40,000 feet. And now let's go through the in-flight entertainment, or the IFE. Okay, so now here on the TV screen, I just had the in-flight map open for basically the whole flight. So, yes, you can see here we're basically just going along a straight line to make our way down to Sydney. So, yeah, if you press on the I down here, then you can get some more information in both metric and imperial measurements. So, this is the home page, so you can look at the onboard internet. Just have a quick look. Oh, let's have a look at this presentation, and you'll see how much they cost. If it's anything like the flight up here, then it's a little on the pricey side. Okay, so now just scrolling through this. Okay, so here's the options. I think it's on the pricier side compared to what I have seen in other airlines, but it's not too bad nonetheless. And just it being offered is pretty good, because I'm pretty sure Qantas, which is the competitor on this route, they don't offer that. If we go to movies here, this is something, it's the same system as on the A330neo, which I was hoping it would be the case, because this is okay for a 3-hour flight. 21 movies, and half of them in French, for a 9-hour flight is really not ideal. So I'm not very impressed with that. There is 32 TV shows, so more TV shows than movies, but most of them only have one episode, which is also annoying. And then there's also music and all that kind of stuff. Quite a lot of it too. So yeah. Anyways, I would say that overall the AirCalin IFE is very average for a 3-hour flight, and it does the job for a 3-hour flight, but for a long flight to Tokyo or Singapore, in my opinion, it's just not. It's really not good, to be honest. So yeah, if you're, I don't know why you would, but if you wanted to get to Japan via Nouméa with AirCalin, I would probably suggest avoiding that and going, if you have to go via Pacific Island, then I would suggest going via Fiji instead. But yeah, you know, if it's the only option, then I guess you could deal with it, but it's not ideal. Anyways, it would appear that the cabin crew are coming around to hand out water, tea and coffee, and also collect rubbish, I would assume. So yeah, we'll check out that service in a moment. Okay, so I just handed a tea. There's the option of tea, coffee and water. So yeah, I think that's a very nice service that AirCalin do. They did it on my flight up here too. So yeah, very much appreciated. Even though it's probably not that hard to do, still the little things that count. So yeah, I got a black tea because last time I basically got milk with a hint of tea. So yeah. Also, the AirCalin Condi pack includes, there was a stirrer, but I may or may not have dropped it down here. And there's also a sugar and a paper towel. So, yeah, very nice service. Welcome to the AirCalin A330neo loo review. Have a nice sink here. It's compared to a 737, it's pretty similar. It's actually pretty tight for a long-haul aircraft. Got some nice lighting. Plug. Amenities. And a coat hook. So yeah, overall, it's a very average loo. Not great. As you may have just heard, we have now started our descent into Sydney International Airport. I'm going to be arriving, I think, now about 15 minutes late, so not too bad, as we did depart half an hour late. If you can see that, that's about the recline on this aircraft, which I did forget to show earlier.
Et ranchez votre tablette. Nous vous rappelons que les appareils électroniques volumineux tels que les ordinateurs doivent être rangés dans les coffres à bagages. Par ailleurs, en cas d'évacuation, vous devrez abandonner tous vos bagages à bord. Merci de votre collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, we are continuing our descent and will be landing shortly. Would you please fasten seatbelt, put away your chair-bag at the back of your seat and your footrest in the upright position. We remind you that personal electronic devices such as computers must be placed in the head lockers. Moreover, in case of an evacuation, you must leave all your luggages on board. Thank you for your cooperation. Mesdames et messieurs, nous informons les passagers débarquants que tout animal, tout produit d'origine animale ou végétale, tel que charcuterie, viande, plantes, fleurs ou fruits, doivent être déclarés à l'arrivée au contrôle phytosanitaire. Tout contrevenant est passible de poursuite. Merci.
Now time for approach, somewhat bumpy approach and landing into Sydney Kingsford Smith International Airport. Either going to be riding on 16 right or left today. Should get a good view of the city. I believe we're going to be landing on 16 left.
médecin, préparez-vous à l'atterrissage.
Welcome to Australia.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à Sydney. Il est 13h passé de 5 minutes en heure locale. Veuillez garder votre ceinture attachée jusqu'à l'extinction de la consigne lumineuse. Nous vous recommandons de prendre garde à la chute éventuelle d'objets à l'ouverture des coffres à bagages et de vérifier que vous n'oubliez rien à bord. Au nom d'AirCalin et de tout votre équipage, nous vous souhaitons de bonnes fêtes de Noël. Au nom d'AirCalin également et de son équipage, nous avons été ravis de partager ce vol avec vous et nous serons heureux de vous accueillir de nouveau sur nos lignes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sydney. It is 1:05 p.m. local time. Please keep your seatbelt fastened until the sign has been turned off. Please be careful when opening the window as some objects may fall out, and please make sure you don't leave anything on board.
Just as a FedEx MD-11, don't see many of those birds these days. Now taxiing into, I think, gate 54. We only could have gone one gate further from the runway. It's a very, very long taxi.
PNC aux portes, s'il vous plaît. PNC, désarmement des toboggans. Vérifiez la porte opposée, merci.
Now time to disembark. here's the premium economy. You can have a look at hibiscus. Let's see. Here's hibiscus. Looks like a very beautiful seat. Messi.
Thank you, bye.
Messi. Welcome to Sydney. So anyways, let's start the conclusion of today's trip report. So our journey today started off in Nouméa Tontouta International Airport. I would like to say that the check-in experience there was terrible, and the security was very average. Overall, the airport, it looks pretty nice, but it's not very comfortable to fly on. So yeah, can't really give that any good ratings. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but whatever. And then boarding was a bit late. The whole experience at Tontouta Airport was very confusing. Not a fan. So yeah, once you got on board, though, a pretty friendly crew, and the seat was very, very impressive and very nice. The entertainment, however, it let down the whole experience quite a lot, to be honest. So yeah, that was not great. I mean, it's fine for a 3-hour flight, but I would not be happy with that for a long flight. So yeah, the meal service was really good. It's what I expected because of the flight before, but I'm not sure if Qantas would quite do that much. Which is the competitor on this route. There's only 1 or 2 days where the services overlaps. There actually is a Qantas 737 coming in from Nouméa into Sydney here shortly. So today is one of the days where it is competitive. So yeah, I would say the seat's way better. The service is probably a little bit better. If you have Qantas Gold though, you might want to consider Qantas. But yeah, otherwise landed only 15 minutes later after all, so you know, it was overall there were some really good things. I really liked the seat, the landing, and the external cameras and stuff were also amazing. But then, I mean, the crew are fine. They weren't anything they weren't amazing, but they were nice. And yeah, it was more just the experience at Tontouta Airport that really let the whole thing down. But you know, if you're choosing between a AirCalin A320 and A330neo, every day of the week I would go for the 330neo. And yeah, if you're choosing over Qantas, if you have Qantas Gold, reconsider. Otherwise, I would go AirCalin, but also study the prices at the time. So yeah, anyways, I'll finish the conclusion once I've gone through immigration. Just gone through another small section of security. Just going over here to have a look at some planes. Nice China Airlines 350 here, what a beautiful view. But yeah, so what I was going to say was Qantas also have code shares with AirCalin, so you can book AirCalin flights through Qantas. However, it is a lot more expensive. I think it's a couple $100 more. Also, booking return with both Qantas and AirCalin, more AirCalin than Qantas, but it still does give you some solid savings, so I would suggest doing that. But yeah, if you have Qantas Gold, look, maybe consider Qantas, considering the return airfare is pretty similar. It's just the one-way airfare, with AirCalin it tends to be cheaper. But otherwise, just leave it up to your preference. If you don't have Qantas status, I would suggest going AirCalin's A330, but I'm sure Qantas would be okay on this route too. Just keep in mind the legroom is not quite as good, and yeah, a couple things like that. But on the upside with Qantas, I can guess that their entertainment would be a fair bit better. So yeah. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching today's video. A like and subscription if you enjoyed would be very much appreciated, but it's not necessary nor expected. Check out my community tab for polls and information on upload schedules. I try to upload every week at 6 p.m. 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time or Melbourne time at the moment. So yeah. Make sure to check out the AirCalin A320 review for comparison as well. That'll be leaked probably at the end of this video if I remember. Check out my website aviation763.com for information on coming flights and easier navigation to certain airline trip reports. And finally, check out my Instagram if you want at aviation763_. Post some somewhat live updates and some cool photos and everything over there. So yeah. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in my next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sydney. It is 1:05.